Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to my Beastmen campaign. Now today we are going for Karaz-a-Karak. Sorry, Karaz-a-Karak? Karaz-a-Karak. Karaz-a-Karak's over here and I've already smashed it. So we're going for Karaz-a-Karak. This is the capital of the dwarfs. So we are going to push to here and we're going to smash it. We're going to burn our way through first. And then we're going to start burning our way through the Dwarven Mountains. Once I get to here, I'll work out if I want to go north. Because I could keep pushing up, though I don't know if there'll be much left up here. But what I might do is I might just push around and push back down through the dwarf territories to the bottom. Because if I get to the bottom and start clearing up, and I might just smash the remaining border princes when I get down here. But as I clear my way up, hopefully these other factions, so like the Skaven, will start getting involved. Anyway, where were we? We are at an end turn at the moment, so I will just hit that. Oh, I've got a little freeze there. Oh, we have quite a few Bray herds now, so I do want to start bringing them all in, just to get myself fully up to full strength. Because I imagine I'm going to need them when I hit Karaz-a-Karak, or is it Karaz-a-Karak, whichever way it is around. My dwarfish isn't brilliant. But no, so as I said, so we're going to push through and smash that, which should get us a big chunk of money. And at the moment what I want to do is I want to really build up my spare money. I'm going to push growth on some of my little hordes from some of the smaller places I hit. But it really is about pushing out that growth, and it's about cutting the heart out of the dwarfs, because as you can see, they're following me along with quite a few big armies, which actually I don't really want to be facing at the moment. Sorry, keep muting because I'm still a bit coughy. I'm getting over it now, though. Oh, and Skaven do seem to be fighting back. They are my allies, so actually helping them get strong does two things. It gives me somewhere safe I can run away to. Because actually by the time I get back down here, I might be quite low on troops, so I might want to just retreat into the Skaven lands just to recoup for a little bit. But the other thing it does for me is it means that they can move into the settlements after I've taken them, which is good, and it means they become powerful, and they are also going to be at war with the dwarfs, so having a powerful Skaven faction here would actually be beneficial for me, because they will also be attacking my enemies and pressuring them, to the point I almost think, certainly with how big and powerful the vampires are, I could potentially just go and hide in the corner of the map and let them do everything for me, but that would be a bit boring. Nope, not taking an on-aggression pack, because that will lower my bestial rage, and as we are on an aggressive campaign just now, we don't want to be dropping off our bestial rage. We want to be keeping that as high as possible. Right, so the Chaos faction are there. We've still got a few Chaos factions left. There, obviously, that's the one going after the Skaven, and the other one, well, I know it's the one which, this purple one is the one which went over after the Dark Elves in my other campaign, as I'm sure you guys remember. Ooh! We have the Bray Herd of Chaos here. Let's have a look at them. Can I actually talk to them? No. But this is the Ripperhorn tribe. Oh, I thought it was the Bray Herd of Chaos. There is a Bray Herd of Chaos, which is an interesting one. I don't have them on my thing. However, that's not a bad thing, having another tribe following me around. Right, we can all follow up to here. Why can't you move? Oh. That would be why? Because I'm a derp. Okay, my other tribe here, which isn't attacking. Right, I have a tribe here which hasn't moved. So I have a herd here which hasn't moved, and I want to put them... Right, we'll hit the place first. Okay, so this is a nice easy auto now. We'll take the cash. So you've leveled up. We're still pushing down the blue tree with you. And you can get pop into that because you will start regenning. I'm actually just going to do a little bit of recruitment with you. Okay. And let's end turn. So that got us another nice big chunk of cash. So we're up to 120,000. Which means I can keep going for a few turns. At the moment that would give me 20 turns of just straight not raiding anywhere. So that's nice. I'm quite happy with these guys capping places behind me at the moment, because I can't really stop them doing that, even if I wanted to. So actually having them do that slows them down a bit. As you can see, I am still being followed by quite a few dwarven armies there. So actually I do want to be careful of that. They're out of my range at the moment, but I just want to be aware of them and where they are, because if they, if they come too close, I will take the opportunity to hit them, but they might, well, I don't want to be peeling off hordes to deal with them, because the dwarfs are quite strong, which is the other good thing about ripping through their heart like this. I will lower their income substantially by knocking over all of these places, especially these places they've had for a long time, and I'll make it far less likely they're going to ally with this dwarf tribe here, who I can also give a hit, because they are at war with me, I believe, so hitting them is also not necessarily going to be a bad thing. Okay, I do seem to be gaining quite a following behind me, so that is something I want to be paying attention to and just keeping an eye on, because that could get a little worrying if I get too many people following me. Because as I said, these dwarf factions have been around for a long time. Oh god. So I've got myself a little tail here following me along. Now, with all of my Bray herds, I could probably defeat them, but it would not be an easy battle. So it's not really a battle I want to fight at the moment. So I'm actually going to keep moving, and what I'll do is as I move along, I will let them, I will wait until they spread out or separate off. And if any of them separate off and give me an opportunity to take them, I will take them. But what I don't want to do is spread out, because if I spread out too much, they could potentially capture individual places and knock them over. That's nowhere near me. This is a baby horde, yep. So you can hit here. We'll bring all our hordes, because there's no point not using all of my hordes when I'm hitting these places. Because all that would do is, all that not using all of my hordes would do is, well, all it would do is mean I'm not, I will force myself to take a few extra losses. Whereas now you can see that goes from a... Hang on, let's wait the other one to actually be here. Makes it a very nice easy one, so I take very little in the way of losses. So I did manage to lose a gore herd somehow. And we're taking the growth from this one. And lots of leveling, nice leveling up there. So yeah, you're pushing down the growth. You're still pushing down that tree. Let's take the missile resistance, especially when I'm fighting dwarfs. I still find it weird that dwarfs cause lots of missile damage. And let's end turn, and all those Bray herds should come following us along now. Right, and now it's to Karaz-a-Karak next turn, guys. So at the moment, we're just going to keep burning through the dwarven lands until I need to stop, or something hits me, or something too big gets in my way. Now I am being followed, so I do want to pay attention to that, though hopefully they're going to... Nope, I've got a feeling these guys are going to stay following me along, sitting just out of range for quite a while. So I do want to be careful of that, because obviously if I do get too close, that could cause issues. And I do have all of the agents pestering me, which is going to get very annoying as we go on. But no, so next turn it's going to be pushing towards Karaz-a-Karak, knock that over, then start pushing into the mountains. Now, if anything gets in front of me in the mountains, I can run it down. However, it does potentially mean I can't turn around. But again, I think if I just stop all of my hordes, I don't think they will attack me, so I can potentially just make a mass encampment if needs be, just to hold them off. Now we'll use one of my big hordes as my main horde for the assault of Karaz-a-Karak. No, what we'll do is we'll work out which horde doesn't have a Bray herd and do that one, so we can start upping its bestial rage as well. Because if we can get ourselves 4 Bray herds following us along, that would be spectacular. Okay, so the Border Princess... I'm amazed the Border Princess survived and got somewhere over here. It's quite impressive of them actually managing to do that, because they pushed themselves quite a way out. Now, that herd has probably got itself killed, but it might well have brought me a turn. So the fact that's got itself out of the way might well have given me a little bit more breathing space from all of these armies following me. The downside at the moment is with pushing, I am slowly grinding myself down, but I'm not that worried about that. Okay, so do you... Yes, you have a Bray herd, so you are not going to be the person doing the siege. Let's move our furthest one up first. Right, you have a Bray herd, so you are not going to be the one doing the siege either. Oh, do I already have 4 Bray herds? 1, 2, 3. Yes, we actually already have 4 Bray herds. So we're getting quite a nice chunk of raiding income out of here. We're getting 4k out of here, which is meaning it's still putting us in a negative, but however, I'm going to be in a negative with these herds until I really get them sorted out. So that's not necessarily something I'm hugely worried about. He really doesn't need the extra leadership. I don't think any of these are actually particularly useful. Okay. Oh, and we've gained another. You can go to somebody who doesn't have one. That horde doesn't. So we've got one of our guys back. I'm looking forward to taking Karaz-a-Karak, guys. I think we should be able to, with this, if we hit that, we should be able to, with all of our hordes, I think we can, all of our herds, I think that we can take there, which, I mean, we'll see, because I might not need them, but I would imagine this is going to be an incredibly well defended little big place, because this is the capital of the Dowie. This is where they come from. This is the capital of the main dwarf faction who have united all the others here. So, you know, Karak-Izor is another capital right from the start, and I got 40 odd K from there. So I would imagine this is going to be similar. This place also has some specialist buildings in it as well. So hitting here will have a really big impact on the dwarfs and stop a lot of their recruitment, because even though they'll get it back, they have to rebuild. Now, I don't know how growth works with completely destroyed areas. I know if you don't destroy an area before they start recapping, you keep all of the spare growth. So actually, you can rebuild places relatively quickly. I mean, it still takes a while to build up because it's multiple turns for each type of building. But I know I don't mind losing the odd little settlement because I can get it back to full strength, especially when I'm aggressively expanding elsewhere. But you know, it's one of those things which is a bit hit and miss, so I don't know. But they will probably rebuild fairly quickly, but that still takes time and money, and that's time and money away from their armies, which is only going to be good for me. Okay, so Estelia aren't doing badly there. They're popping on me a little bit. They're having a good little war with the Skaven here, so popping down that way to actually help the Skaven at some point. I'm going to push down and try and support the Skaven in clearing stuff around them. However, I don't want to get into a fight with Krokgar because I think the Lizardmen will beat the Beastmen. Simply because they are all heavily armoured. They are kind of one of our antitheses. Ooh, that's good. Right, we're taking the when one falls. So that is also negative, but we've got a lunar eclipse. So we've got plus 50% replenishment for 2 turns. Which would be... Oh! Actually, I'm getting replenishment even when I'm not moving here, which is very good. I don't mind who sieges this place because, let's be honest, I'm not going to be taking the growth from here. Alright, let's look. I am going to wait for my Bray herds on this one. Now, can any of you guys... Damn it, we've all just moved too far to encamp. But never mind, that's not the end of the world. We are regenning quite quickly here. Right, you can get Power Drain, because that gets him... This one, Power Drain, gets him a bit of extra magic reserves, which is always good. And let's end turn. I think the Pillars of Grungi realises it's a bit stuffed, because once I take here, I'm just going to keep pushing forwards. We'll smash Squighorn, and then it's north or south, guys. I've got to decide north or south, so we shall work that one out when we get there. It's probably going to be south for the reasons I explained earlier, however. Right, so let's see if these dwarfs still keep following me. Unsurprisingly, they are. They're recapping everything on the way, which I'm not massively upset about, because it does use up chunks of their army. I know they regen fairly quickly, but it also slows them down a little bit. Now, thankfully, we've not got a lot of vampire armies on us at the moment, but I think the vamps are a little bit busy dealing with the Empire. I kind of wish the vampires and the dwarfs would go to war, but they seem to be staunch allies in this. I'll have another look next turn at their diplomatic relations with each other. But they do seem to be friendly, which I find weird. Because I'm not modded, and I'm fairly sure they're meant to have an aversion to each other, but that's the sort of odd thing which happens in this. You never quite actually know what's going to happen. The other nice thing about all the dwarfs following me here, though, is it's probably giving my little Skaven chums down there a little bit of breathing space, because obviously they're now not having to worry about all of these dwarf armies, which, let's be honest, this many dwarf armies would probably be causing a few issues with the Skaven. So they're moving down a bit. However, they're all doing the same thing. They're sitting just out of range of me. So I'm happy they can keep sitting just out of range of me. If they want to all hit me at once, they're more than welcome. It would be one hell of a battle. But I think that they would probably, I would probably win. Now, I might have to do some regen afterwards. Let's take the corruption. I don't need the money at the moment. Okay, nice easy auto now. And with our extra regen, that's really good. 47k. And a load of levelling up. Same here with power drain. Right now, some of these guys can be dropped back in just to do a little bit of recruiting for a turn. So what do we need in you? Well, we're only getting things which take one turn. So we're going to grab myself a couple of gores. You can also switch. We will grab... Oh, we need another archer in that, and we'll grab a couple more gores. In fact, no, we'll grab a couple of low-level gores in you, because they're cheaper. It gets tricky selecting my armies. You can't, because you were just in battle. You can, there's not really any reason, but it does hide us, so, you know, you never know. They might decide to come and try and attack because they can't see all of my guys who are in, Oh wow, my Brayherds are being stupid and got their butts kicked. That was not good of my Brayherds, actually, because that's going to waste. But this is the thing with Brayherds, you don't quite have complete control of them. Oh. However, no, he pulled back. I was wondering if he'd overextended, but he came forwards. He knew exactly how far he could go. He came forwards, hit them, then rushed back. If he'd overextended, he would have been taken out very quickly, which would have been fun. But no, we're going to push to the Pillars of Grungy, then Mount Squighorn, then probably down to Caragdawn. We go down through here to Caragdawn and burn our way through, destroy Karaz-a-Karak 8 Beaks as well, which is another big strong dwarven settlement, which is down here somewhere. It's in one of these places anyway. Oh, it's with the other dwarf faction. So yeah, we will definitely be destroying Karak 8 Beaks as well, because that is not somewhere I want the dwarves to keep hold of, because that's another major dwarven citadel, dwarven capital as well. And Queek would definitely like Karak 8 Peaks, because I believe at some points in the Warhammer lore he has controlled it. So the dwarves finished off that Chaos Army for the Skaven, interestingly. It's a little odd, but you know, I'm sure the Skaven aren't complaining. I'm a little confused here, because they're not attacking the Skaven. Maybe they're not at war with the Skaven at the moment, but I would imagine they would be. No, I don't want your help in the war against vampire counts. That would be of no benefit to me at the moment. I'd prefer you fighting around here, actually. And they are still there, so they're not actually at war with the dwarves, which is interesting, even though they're raiding through their territory. Now I would imagine the dwarves will declare war on them relatively soon if they keep doing that, so that's not something I need to worry about trying to get. So they failed to assassinate, and two of my Brayherds have been destroyed, which means I need to get the guys who don't have Brayherds anymore being the first ones into the attack. Is this a baby horde? Yes, I want to push my baby hordes first. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have done a bit of building as well while we were out there. Let's encircle here. Because again, there's no point in not bringing up all of our hordes. Now this is the fun bit, because this will tell me well, no, if I'd raided first, it would have told me how much money I'd be getting from it. Okay, nice, easy auto there. And we'll take the growth from that one for my little horde. Yeah, I've got enough slack to push forwards and start raiding in here if I'm in the right stance. Okay, a little bit of levelling to do. I want to get the extra horde growth and then we'll start pushing down the red tree. Oh, do I have him back actually? Oh no, you don't get immortal on these guys, so I can't actually get these guys back yet because the immortal buff hasn't actually been added yet to the old world factions, so I can't make my guys immortal, which is really annoying because my second lord would have been immortal, which means I would have got him back quite quickly. Now, what would be really funny here is if this other dwarf faction captures Karaz-a-Karak. Because, because it would stop the dwarfs having it, basically. But at the moment, you see, I am doing a lot of damage to the dwarfs, but I'm not actually destroying anywhere. I'm just kind of walking through it. Well, I'm destroying a lot of places, but you see what I mean? I'm not lowering the territory they've got. If anything, I've actually increased the dwarven territory by my in my wars recently, because as you see, as I've pushed around, the dwarfs have fallen in behind me and taken the places I've destroyed. So they might, well, early on they were probably doing quite well. At the moment, while I'm burning through their heartlands, they're definitely not doing particularly well out of it, however. So next we are pushing on to Mount Squighorn, and then we're just going to keep pushing. Now, the thing at the moment is I really want to keep that income up, because get my income, get my money, my cash reserves as high as I can, or my favour reserve, because it's favour you have as Beastmen, as high as I possibly can, because at some point I will have to stop for a few turns. And when that happens, obviously I'm going to be spending a lot of money. But the other thing I do want to do is push up my growth as quickly as I can as well, because that means I can get all of the reductions in cost for my armies. And I still have my tail of lots of people who are still sitting just outside of range, so if I were to move all of my armies to hit them, I wouldn't actually be able to get to them. Now, the other thing I could do is all encamp up here and basically wait in ambush for them, because my Brayherds would sit on me, which means I could potentially get an ambush off, but that is quite high risk. Right, so let's keep pushing. This is probably going to be another nice easy smash. I'm going to take the growth again. That wasn't a horde, which that was worth doing it on. Okay, how are we doing? See, a lot of these are abilities, so I'm not really that fussed about them, because I'm never going to be using them that way. So we'll take the extra leadership. Not that I really need it. Okay, you can grab Earthing now to lower your miscast chance, and end a turn again, guys. I'm sorry, I don't think we're going to get a big battle this one. At some point we will get a big battle with those guys following us, but right now I don't really need to take that big battle. So until I actually need to be taking that big battle, I'm going to try and avoid it, because fighting a really big battle when I don't need to is just going to get myself, it's just going to lose me people. So I'll wait until they make a mistake. When they make a mistake, I will turn around and smash them. But until then, I'm going to try and keep it chilled. Now, I'm going to Beast Path over here next turn. And what I might be lucky is if these guys push up to cap, I might just be able to jump in behind them and then chase them down and split them off from that main army. However, I suspect all of these other guys are going to keep coming up behind me. Let's see what Avalon are doing. They don't have much chance here. They're a little bit stuck. So yeah, I'm still being followed by all of these factions. So at some point I do want to try and lose them. And going into encampment stance might also just get a lot of them to turn around as well. But right now I don't need to do that. I can just keep burning through. Nope. Yeah, I can just keep burning through all this territory here and upping my income. Until I need to stop, I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to keep taking the various bits of extra regen as things go on. Anyway, guys, this is it for the time being. So next turn we're going to keep pushing down through all of these dwarf lands, try and cut a swathe through it, and then we're going to come up along this side of, clear up and probably take out the border kingdoms as well here. And then we're going to push our way up, clearing all of this land so the Skaven can hopefully move into it behind us and start just pushing back up into this sea of enemies here. So, things will be interesting, but, and then I'll, as I push back up, we'll hopefully, if the Skaven start pushing in behind us, they'll be able to secure this territory, which will make them more powerful, and hopefully they'll be able to hit a few of the armies. And it will also give me a little bit more flexibility, because even if they're not taking it, it will stop the dwarves capping it so easily, because they'll be on the wrong side of me. But at some point I will probably have to have that big battle. Anyway, guys, as I said, that is it for now, so thank you very much for watching, guys.